Hello, everybody.
Good evening,
Hi,
Gail.
everybody.
I see you're using your own Zoom link for this meeting tonight, as opposed to the town of Shrewsbury's.
Yes, I gave up and I got
Yeah.
special permission from the admin assistant to just use mine. It's
Mhm.
yeah, we've had too many meeting mess ups, and
Yeah.
so the I pay for a pro account anyway.
Mhm.
So I can just use it. I'll record to the cloud, and then I can just share the recordings with the admin for posting on our town channel. So this
Mhm.
is much better. I like having the full
So
control
this
over
will be
my own
a,
account.
and this will be a long-term address that we can just put on our calendar.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
That's
This
huge
is
too.
yeah. This is my Zoom instance. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yep. So let's see. We will give Graham another minute or two, and then we'll just start with the admin stuff.
Just out of curiosity, are any of you familiar with the Mary Lyons Charitable Organization in
I've heard of
Franklin
it, but
County?
don't know anything. I've heard of it, but I don't know anything.
Okay, I just wondering,
Connection to Mount Holyoke College.
Right.
among other things, yes.
Yeah, but
Franklin, it serves Franklin, I guess the organization serves Franklin County most of all.
Ah,
But I'm just curious.
yeah, it's familiar, but I don't know
Okay.
anything about it really. Are we expecting Graham?
We were, but that's okay. We have quorum, so we'll get started. He'll join in if he can. And so let's see. So welcome everybody to the October 29th meeting of the MLP board. And I am Gail Huntress, MLP manager, facilitating the meeting. This meeting is fully remote. Participating remotely, we have MLP board members, Jim Hemingway and Steve Schmidt. Graham Septon may join us in a little while, and also community member Craig Martin. First order of business is to approve the meeting minutes as amended from September 17th. Can I hear a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And the second?
Second,
Thank you. All in favor of approving the September 17th minutes?
aye.
Aye.
Great. All right. So let's see. We are going to skip the HUT report and wait for Graham. I'm hoping the one piece of business that he has is Pechoric showing up to do their annual maintenance that we were trying to get scheduled. Although there was we were expecting it by the end of October. I don't know if he's gonna meet that, but we're still tracking that one. Maintenance and service, 22 tickets for the month of September. Again, this meeting is a bit late, so we're still talking about September here. So slower month than normal. In other news, the library has an active connection to the new building. So you probably, if you've driven by it, you've noticed that the construction hub has been removed, and so it's really coming along in there. I got a nice tour of the building when we talked about installing the connection to the building itself. It looks beautiful inside. I think everyone's going to be really happy with what's happening. Has anyone else seen it?
Only from the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it when it was like, there's like 15 people working in there and like wires were hanging down. And even then I was like, wow, this is a really nice space. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what it's going to look like when it's done. Um, and So I'm still working with Graham and Marianne on some of the setup of the Wi-Fi network there. What we're trying to do, of course, is treat this as our kind of town public gateway for everybody who wants internet, who is passing through town or can't afford it, although there's not many people left in town without a home connection, to get online. And the other great thing is that it has a generator there. So, it's as an emergency management hub, it's going to perform much better than the town hall, because we are setting it up to distribute that Wi-Fi into the parking lot all the way outside. Um, so
24/7.
yeah, 24/7.
Great.
Yeah. And almost all of it is going to be paid for through that the digital equity grant. So
So
it's
I'm curious for that Wi-Fi access, will one establish a username and password, or is it just open, or how is that going to work?
yeah, great question, Craig. I'm learning so much about public Wi-Fi networks. So
Exactly right.
So,
Right.
so, um, the way that it's going to work is that we have purchased a router that is specifically designed for applications like this. And it's going to
Sure.
be partitioned for safety, so that half of it is going to be the private Wi-Fi that the staff will use, that all the computers will be connected to. And then
Yep.
there's going to be a public Wi-Fi on this other side. And if ever of you have been to places like, well, hotels do it all the time. Sometimes
Sure.
airports do it, where
Yep.
you say connect to the network, and then you have to blow through a little agreement
Hmm.
to get on the network. And the reason for that is this protection, so that if
Yeah.
there's any illegal activity, we don't have to shut the library off for a year from
Right.
its connection. And so
And all those users are sandbox, so they can't
yeah.
see each other and they can't see. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's typical.
yeah, and so Graham and I have been investigating this, and we think that the kind of most economical way to do this is actually to pay Ubiquity. That's the type of router that we got. They have a managed service that does this. So it makes sense. It's a they do it for coffee shops. They do it
Yep.
for other businesses. So we are going to we think use that. And Graham's already set up the router. It wasn't complicated, but these other parts of it, I think we're going to pay for the service for a year and see if it works well. Also, it makes sense. They have kind of a white glove service that we can pay for to help with this initial setup. Like Marianne's having trouble getting this thing connected to to a computer.
Hmm.
She can just call up Ubiquity, and it's a managed router. We are,
Sure.
that can be done remote. It's 24/7. They know their own equipment. So I think it's going to be worth it to just pay for that.
Great.
Yeah. I talked to the Massachusetts library system today. Very helpful, delightful people, and I got a handful of other library Wi-Fi policies from other libraries in Massachusetts that have them. And so what I'm going to do is collate those into one for the library and then send it to Marianne and their board to approve. And that is the agreement that people are going to click through to get to the network. It's just, we've had a completely open network up until this point. It's great for convenience. It's terrible for network protection. And Sheld are the folks who kind of alerted us of like, you don't really want to do this of just run a completely open network. It puts everything at risk. So anyway, all that is in progress. Let's see. Financial report. Oh, so I'll stop there. Any questions about the library or anything so far?
When's it going to open? Did they tell you?
That, Craig, is the question everyone wants to know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Actually, maybe a more interesting question for the public is how soon will they be able to sit in the parking lot if there's a power outage this winter, for example, right?
Yeah, we can get that set up like tomorrow if we needed to.
Yeah,
Probably not
yeah.
with all the protections, but we could. Yeah, we could. If you'll excuse me for just a minute, I got a text from Graham asking
Sure.
for the link here. So you just, I think he might be on the road. There we go. All right, we'll just pause for a second, give him a chance to join. There he is.
Hello there, Gail.
Hello,
Graham?
Graham, welcome.
Oh, was I the only one who didn't find the Zoom link?
I think so, but that's
I found it.
that's okay. That's okay. So it's this is going to be our standard link from now on because I'm using my personal business one instead of the town link, because there's been just too many issues with the shared link and being locked out because other people changed the password. So I got a blessing from the assistant town admin. We can use this going forward. This will be our link going forever forward. So sorry you couldn't find it. It was in I think it was on the town calendar. I checked. It was yesterday. I did check.
That's how I logged in, was on the
Yeah.
calendar.
Really? Oh, damn, I couldn't see it on the calendar. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was on the just like underneath the agenda.
Under the agenda.
Yep. But anyway, Graham, you haven't missed much. I was just filling them in on the library and our plans to use the Ubiquity service to set up the public gateway to protect the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff.
Yep. And so anyway, all that is in progress. Financial report. The state is going to be certifying our fiscal year 2025 earnings, which closed in July for $117,463. So that's very good. Don't forget that it includes some of that grant money that we got, but we are kind of back on track we'd like to keep those retained earnings somewhere around 100 if we can. So yeah, that's all good. Oh, Graham's signing in again.
It's a better view.
There you go. Okay. Nice. Let's see, other items of business. So our annual report, the town is trying to get all these done earlier than they have in the past. So they're going to be due January 1st. We're going to try the thing that we did last year that worked actually pretty well, where I'm going to take all of our wonderful minutes that have been recorded by Jim in great detail and run them through ChatGPT and ask them to create a nice annual report. And then Jim and I will edit that further. I just actually this week purchased the paid version of ChatGPT. I thought it was time, and I'm finding it to be a very useful tool for for my life and job. So I don't know if anyone has been using it, but for some things it works very well. For other things,
Yeah.
it works very badly.
Yeah,
Yep. I've encountered both.
I can't tell that that's not really you, Gail. So it's working very well.
Yeah, right. My avatar is doing a great job running this meeting. I've run off to Tahiti. It's great.
Very cool.
Yeah, but where are those $117,000?
Oh, they're in my suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Gail, when you have the annual report put together, you want to just send it around, let us look at it before you
Yeah, yeah.
submit it, just any input we might have.
Sure, sure.
Will it sound
Yeah.
about the same as the one last year in terms of the way it is quote unquote written?
Well,
is it-
since
or-
last year I was a newbie at ChatGPT. I've gotten much better at building better prompts for it
Oh.
and so you can ask it to change the tone to like make this friendlier, make this more professional, make this make this more colorful. So, and what I may do actually, Jim, is do a couple of different versions and ask it to mimic the writing tone that you have kept in the minutes.
Oh, terrific.
So,
I want the Halloween tone. That would be cool. This
yeah. So we tell it to go creepy, like
creepy. Yeah.
make it ominous. No, we don't want that.
That one honest.
Yeah. All right, what else? About 2 weeks ago, I attended the MBI statewide Digital event in Worcester, and Shutesbury received a certificate of achievement. So let me see if I have it here. I can't remember if I. Oh no, I already put it in our filing cabinet. So it was just a little,
A certificate
8.5
of
by
what?
11 certificate of achievement.
Of achievement.
Yep. It was a minor award. It wasn't even something that like I got called up to accept. It was something that was like handed at me at registration, and we are, as Massachusetts, poised to become the first state in the nation to achieve 100% broadband coverage, which is pretty impressive. So
It is.
It's hard to believe.
I know. But with the last mile project, they really did a great job about filling in those gaps of the towns that just had no coverage. So they put a big map on the projector wall of all the towns, and there was like only 3 or 4 that are still in process that at least don't have one provider. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I was curious about this the other day. Something came up that there were those towns that said we don't have them, we cannot come up with the match. I remember Holly was one that has like 300 people.
Florida. Yep.
How are we going to come up
Yep.
with, $1 million for our portion? We can't do that. So I was curious, whatever happened with those towns? Was something finally done to provide them?
Yeah. A lot of them ended up just signing their grant money over to one of the providers like Verizon.
Mm.
And then
Well, I'm curious then, because of that, 100% coverage, we learned in a town means like 90% coverage or something. Remember that? So
yes,
I assume the 100%.
96%.
Right.
Yeah.
So I assume the 100% they're talking about is not really 100%, whereas we are actually 100%. Right.
They're probably
Correct.
talking about 100% of towns, which is
No.
difficult.
They just gave a bone to the commercials and said, yeah, well, if you make 96, we're not going to make you do the last 4. We'll just pretend it's 100 and right.
They're probably counting towns. Yeah. But
Yeah, it can get a little bit uh markety, I think, about
Yeah.
how they're counting that 100% of,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
coverage.
like in Pelham, there was that the place on what are you calling it? That we picked up, right? That
Tewksbury
they just
Road,
didn't want to
Pelham.
cover because it
Yeah.
was going to cost them a ton of money to run poles out to them.
Right.
But
And
that worked for
according to
those
MBI
folks.
before that, Pelham was covered 100%. And yet,
Mm,
but
Right.
yet these two
okay.
households were left off. So it's,
Exactly.
yeah, so it is, yeah, they're, when they say 100%, my guess is that they're using the 96% definition of
Yep.
100%, which only the
Yep.
government
Yep.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends in New York State who are suffering from the, I guess it's the Comcast 96% rule. And,
Mhm.
Yep.
you know, and they just simply refuse to connect them, you know, because there are too many poles, too long a distance for
Yep.
fiber to run, et cetera, et cetera. So and there's nothing they can seem to be able to do about it either, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So
we could find a way to brag somewhere that we're a real 100%.
you were real coverage. So, you know, now that most of the towns have distribution networks, at least for either cable or fiber, to meet that 25 megabits per second definition of what broadband is, MBI is now kind of moving on to their last mile initiatives. I was shocked at the event how few broadband providers were there. And like it was almost all people like developers and lots of libraries and uh just like people who worked in public service agencies of various sorts, because what they're doing now is doing their massive device lending program, that's launching in a couple of months. So they're giving away something like 30,000 devices, desktops, laptops, Chromebooks. Marianne at the library is applying for those with our grant. We already got her 2 computers, but she's wanting some more lenders. Um, and so it's great that we're already assured a couple. But anyway, Massachusetts has kind of moved away from these build outs at this point. And they're pretty much exclusively going after the digital equity initiatives of devices, affordability, and retrofitting apartment buildings.
Okay.
Let's see. Speaking of the grant, I did get approval from MBI to go ahead with our in-home help flat rate of $250 per call. So that will run until June or when $8,000 runs out for our grant, and we'll just see how it goes. Is this a service that we can and want to continue? Who's using it? They're going to keep good statistics on it for like what kind of calls they are, how many and everything, so that we'll have some data not only to report back to the state, but for us to just like how is this going as a type of service that we offer. The messaging went out around October 1st about the new repair policy, and that we have this new service that's temporary and grant based. Let's see, Sheld has finished the software updates for the OLT, ONT, and the CMS, the customer management service. And so all of that was finished on October 23rd. So we're all good there. So we're ready for the new Calyx devices at any time. Let's see, I have started the poll application process for the cabinets for that West Pelham Road expansion cabinet. Putting in a very expensive poll application for one single pole, which I think is ridiculous, but Sheld was like, no, we're not gonna touch it unless you have a license. So anyway, it's going, and it is
Very, very expensive, as in how much?
each one was like $350 for the application, but that doesn't include any make ready work, if there is any.
But
I
So
think
it was you had to pay $350 to submit the application.
one for National Grid and one for,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I
Yeah.
wonder if we have that attachment license for the one down by Lake Wyola. I don't remember that we did anything special apart from asking for an attachment, which was a
But
cable attachment.
that probably would have been part of the omnibus poll applications that were submitted
Oh yeah, it would have been it would have been just
at the
one of
time
many
of
polls.
network
But all of
construction.
those, the omnibus was attaching cable, so not anything else. So yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't think anyone's gonna look that up.
No, I doubt it. Yeah, and it's so interesting, like even though, we're, you know, almost a decade out, like 8 years out since when we last did the poll applications, although everything is moved online for the process, it just means that there's like online portals to put the spreadsheets onto. Like there's nothing that's been kind of like updated about it.
Hmm.
The process really. I mean, it's a little bit better. You're not like sending spreadsheets to an email address, but it still seems awfully inefficient.
I'm still
But
crawling like a snail.
yeah,
A
yeah,
cyber snail.
yeah.
While
So yeah, Steve.
while we're talking about that box, that I think it was our last meeting, Graham, you were going to look into the cut sheets and see if maybe you could come up with some other way of doing this.
Oh, no, I did look at it, and it turns out that that's the best way to do it because
Okay.
what it is the how many I can't remember how many ports is available on it. It's 32 times by 5 or whatever. But anyhow, the thing is, once you have, and I checked with someone at Shell, once you put something down there, you can liberate others. You can use them all. So
Okay.
by various clever bits of pieces splicing, you really do have the extra capacity of the whole thing. Yeah, and it's a four-way location there as well, which is a benefit. You can go up Sand Hill Road, what is it, West Pelham either way, and whatever the other one is.
Baker.
Yeah, Baker, yeah. So it's kind of like it potentially goes in four directions, so that's good too.
So is it near Sand Hill and West Pelham that it's going?
As I recall, is it not, Gail? I can't remember it's near that intersection, right?
Yes, I have the exact poll number, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
couldn't
near the
describe where it
intersection.
is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
cold, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. So Graham has his MLP term up in 2026 coming up here. So it is time to start asking around to find a MLP member to replace him. It's to remind everyone it's an elected position. And so papers for that need to be put in, I think, in March. And Jim's term is going to be up the following year in 2028. And Steve is in 2027. So in succession here, we need some more members. I, of course, would love to have you all keep serving, and you have all done a wonderful job and given so much. And so you deserve to have a retirement from the board if you want that. So of course, we need to start just asking around to see if there's anybody who can replace this most excellent board. And um, Craig a while back gave me the numbers of Nate Schnarr and Lindsay as potentials. Does anybody else have any ideas of people who might be good at this role?
If you need me to, I can do it. I'm also happy to retain my current position.
Okay. Community member at large.
But
Right.
but Craig, you would you would actually take a position back on the MLP if need be? Is that
Sure.
okay? That's good. No, for fallback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm here every month
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
have-
can, but if you want to get new blood, that's fine too. I have no ego invested in this.
Well, thank you. We may need you.
Yep,
You know, it's
that's
just
fine.
people are really, you know, busy and
Yeah, I talked with a neighbor who's fairly new in town. I thought and retired and done IT work and thought might be interested. And didn't nothing he said led me to believe, oh yeah, I'd be interested. He asked me a few questions about it and then, just dropped it. So I'm not going to bring it up with him again. I
okay.
mean, maybe we should put something in our next newsletter.
Yeah. Have I thrown out the names Tim Cook or Anna Novi? Do you know them?
No.
They're neighbors of mine. Anna is a partner in Integrity Construction in Amherst.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah,
she
yeah.
so Lindsay's an architect, so she brings that advantage. Lindsay of Nate and Lindsay,
Mm-hmm.
and then Anna is in construction. So if not that we're doing any construction these days, but I'd certainly be happy to recommend either of those two in addition, my neighbors.
Okay, great. And what's Anna's last name?
Novi, Novy, I think. It might be
Okay.
EY. I can tell you in a minute. And I can send you their contact information if that's
Yeah,
helpful.
that'd be great.
And they have two kids in the school, and
Okay.
I think they're past their new kid shock, so they might be willing to take this kind of thing
They've come
on.
out of the haze, the first 6-year haze.
I think so, yeah.
All right.
And either would be fabulous.
Okay, great. All right, yes. So Craig, if you could send me their contact information, I will
I'll do that right now.
yeah, and I'll send it. I'll let them know that you recommend them and do a little blurb about what the duties and time commitment are. And I'll send it to each of them kind of like as two couples. And let them know we're asking two other people too, but just gauge their interest.
And we need to make it clear that this is an elected position. And
Mhm.
so we are not endorsing any candidate here.
I
We're
can.
just that's you can.
But yes, no, you are correct. You are
Yeah,
correct.
but we're taking the lead here to reach out to people that would do and if they're interested, encourage them to run.
Yeah, this
Run
is
for
an
election.
invitation.
And if they're interested, have them log into one of our meetings, suggest that they might want to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, anyone who's interested, I'm, if they really are, what I want them to do is just to start coming to the meetings so that, we can have a easy transition, where they start coming to meetings just now to get a feel for us, and then definitely starting in like January, February, so that, they know what we're about by the time their term starts in July. All right, let's see. A couple of weeks ago, I also met with the Calix, the new rep, our old rep that we worked with for years, Peter. Oh no, now I can't even remember his last name. His position was eliminated and they just have a bigger coverage region now. So I met the new rep, and they're obviously trying to get us to get into managed routers. I sent around the documents about the pricing and licensing fees. So I guess now I'd like to just open it up in as a discussion for that of what did you think about what they sent, and questions, and yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the documents you sent and read them over, and I was a little puzzled because I thought we had kind of concluded a few months back that we weren't going with a managed router system. That the survey showed that, some people would like the service we provided, but nobody wanted to pay for it. So that's why I was a little surprised that we're back considering the managed routers.
Yeah, great question. I think that the survey of our townspeople showed that they wanted the service, but they didn't want to pay extra for it. But I don't think as a committee we ruled it out. So this can be as simple as we're still a no and we can move on. But I'm trying to do the due diligence to make sure that we explore all of the options and make sure that we are, just making a good choice for posterity. So, and anyone have any other questions or thoughts about managed routers?
I have a semi-related question. So I am still evaluating the Calyx router.
Mhm.
And last week I went in to try into my iPhone app to check on the network. And I keep getting this error no matter what I try to do that says something about time delay out or something, and it just won't do anything for me. I haven't had the time to debug it because it's not that important. But if I do
Mhm.
want to do that, do I call Shell? Do I call somebody at Calyx? Because I'm stuck.
Oh, good. Yeah, good question. No, you can just call the normal support line for Shutesbury.
Shell. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
our
yeah,
support line. So they
yeah,
will still support the Calyx
yeah.
demo routers.
Yep.
All right,
Yep, yep. And
then I will do that.
when you call, you can even tell them I have a
Yeah,
special demo route. Make sure you tell them, because otherwise
sure,
they're going
sure.
to assume you don't.
No, you're right. No, I can. I've done that before already, months before, I
Okay,
think.
great.
Yep.
So Craig, let me understand. It won't run Command IQ on your phone. Is that what you're saying?
Command IQ opens up, and when
Yeah.
I try to go to devices or network or any of the tabs that are there, it gives me some sort of a timeout error, slow connection, or something like that. Even though I'm standing right at the router and I've got 5 bars and I'm getting 500 MIPS or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's clearly some
Yeah.
software bug of some kind.
Yeah. Somehow or other, they don't have. Yeah, they don't have you
And
in there.
I could
Yeah.
just uninstall the app and reinstall it, but I don't remember if there's an account that I have to log into, and so I'm leery of doing that right now. But I'll call Sheldon and see what they tell me to do.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
it's a no problem.
yeah. 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 It always pops up nicely on my iPhone, but
It did until
but I.
recently for me.
Oh, it did for a while. Oh, now
Oh yeah,
okay.
no, it
So
used to
there.
work fine. I used to use it all the time,
Oh,
That's
or
what
not all the
that's
time, but
puzzling.
okay, that's what I didn't understand. Okay, got it. Yeah.
yep. No,
Um,
it's a new problem.
yeah. One my
Anyway, we can
one
move on.
yeah.
Hmm?
My one suggestion for routers for upgrades would be to let people, because there are so many choices, and we already know that a lot of people in town felt like they had to upgrade, or some people in town felt like they wanted to upgrade their routers even beyond, before we did. I would suggest that we offer two flavors, at least two flavors, and just pick a robust, middle of the road one, and say, but if you want to get the fancy, I mean, there's Wi-Fi 7, there's Wi-Fi 7 plus now or something else, I think. If people want to go higher than that, they could throw in the extra $50 or whatever it is, and that would be the one that comes in the box. Well, what do you
Oh.
reckon?
So an interesting idea. There's one downside to that though, which is that the people who are geekier than me who might do that, they're going to have strong opinions about what router they want,
Well, no, that's okay. They still,
right?
okay,
They're not going
they
to
always
say we
have
want
three
your,
choices. Okay,
yeah,
Craig, you're right. They will always have three choices. They can get whatever they want themselves. But
right.
if there's the
Yeah,
the middle of the road, because a lot of people are still doing email. I mean, there's plenty of people who just wanna, they're not going to want a fancy thing, but there are lots of people who a
sure.
little bit like a few weeks ago, a few months ago, I saw on the trouble tickets thing from Shell, that a couple of phone calls it took for someone who was trying to install an Internet of Things thing, and what they finally realized was, oh well, my router just won't do that channel,
Right.
um, yeah. So anyhow, there are people who just want to, yeah. So I don't
And
know. It's an easy thing to do.
do you know if that was
Mhm.
one of the our old Linksys routers or?
Yes, it probably was
Mm.
someone on Linksys. Yeah, yeah, and then they
So,
didn't immediately realize. Yeah,
so a friendly
yeah,
amendment to that proposal, if we're going to do that, I would suggest that we keep the 2 or 3 or whatever choices within the same product line. So
yes,
TP Link or
absolutely.
Definitely.
whatever. That'll
Yeah.
make it
Definitely.
easier for Shell because it's still the same system basically. It's just whether it has Wi-Fi 7 or Wi-Fi 6,
Yeah,
but it'll
totally
make
agree.
their troubleshooting easier. Yeah, that's a good. I like that. That's an okay idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good idea, but what I'm curious about is, okay, you can have a choice on hardware. You get one for free, you pay a one-time extra charge for the upgraded hardware. But if we're talking managed router, then there's the monthly fee.
No,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think
are we
I think
offering?
I
managed
think
is off
we're
the
not
table.
talking managed. I think here.
Okay,
No.
okay.
Yeah, I've given up on that one. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
just that within the same brand, there's the intro router, the medium router, the gaming router, they all have their
Yeah,
different levels.
okay.
But presumably the interfaces are similar, and so the support should be easier if we keep it that way.
Yeah, yeah, I think keeping the customer apps for it the same is gonna help support a lot.
And are
Okay.
we still talking about that we would buy all the new routers for people? Presumably.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we would say for an additional $100, you can get this gaming router or whatever. Is that how we would do it, maybe? Is it
Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of different ways, but I would envision that we would have a like kind of like a standard upgrade router for free.
yeah.
Or a nominal charge, like $20 or something to upgrade your router, or you can upgrade to the fancy router for $50.
I would make the upcharge comparable to what the actual price difference to us is. No,
Hmm.
totally.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
yeah.
as opposed to just $20, because I might say, okay, I want the $500 router for a $20 upcharge. Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
The other
no,
thing is,
yeah.
I assume that Shell can do the accounting on that. If I want to pay that, they can just put it on my bill and it'll work its way around.
Yes, they're pretty good at the back office stuff. They're already doing a lot of that
Good.
for like the
Great. Great.
subsidy program and all of that. So,
Good.
yeah, the thing that's going to be most complicated about that is managing, 750 home visits for the install, or trying to figure out if people can do this themselves, for deployment. So,
I'm of the strong opinion that we get a router that is super easy, that walks you through everything to set it up yourself. And we have people do it themselves. And then if they want to have somebody install it for them, there's $100 charge or something. That I see
I
it
like that one too.
unnecessary. I see it
Or
unnecessary
free.
to spend that amount for a lot of people who could easily do the
Mhm.
installation themselves. As long as it's a router that is super user friendly. I mean, that would be one of the criteria.
yeah, we'd have to, yeah, I think we're gonna have to run some tests on this. Not
Right.
just take somebody's word for it.
I mean, I
And
told you I set up an Eero router for my father-in-law, and it walked me through every single
Mhm.
step, and it was really hard to get it wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um, point your
And
camera at this barcode and at this QR code, and then do this and do that, and they're all going in that direction. I'm sure some are better at it than others.
Craig, did it walk you through it on like a YouTube thing? I mean, if
No,
you're okay, because you're gonna lose your internet, aren't you, as you as you pull the plug on one? Or you actually don't
that's a
have to
good
actually.
question. I was installing on top of a Frontier router, so I didn't lose internet. But that's a new. But they must have a way of dealing with
Yeah.
that. I think what it
There's
does
ways
is
of doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think what it does is it establishes like a Bluetooth connection with your phone, and then it tells you it walks you through. Do this,
Yeah.
okay. When you see this green light, press continue. That kind of a thing. It's not a YouTube video.
Yeah. I think 90% of people would be able to, or no, I think 75% would be able to do it. And if they can't, then there's the phone number, the called Shelled, and they would give a couple more things. And then if that doesn't work, then it's a truck roll, for all
Right.
of those people who need more hand holding than that. But the good thing about the install in my mind is that you just tell people right up front, well, if you've once you've unplugged your Linksys, you can plug it back in if you've failed on the second one, and it'll just come back up just like a power failure. So you still will have your internet to go back to. So.
yeah, and we could self-produce some videos, for, to walk people through it. And also, one sheet instruction things to be distributed with the routers. Um,
Hmm.
so,
Yeah,
okay.
I think Craig's point that the companies themselves are doing this so well that we just couldn't do it as
Yeah.
in the same degree of polish and success. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, I'm all
So-
for not reinventing the wheel if we don't have to.
yeah.
So if we're doing this without a plan for Shell to come out and do these installs, would we be mailing a router to everybody subscriber? Would we have them at the town hall and tell people to come and pick them up? What's our logistics on the delivery?
Unclear of how best to work this. Like
It's something to think about.
yeah, the purchasing. I kind of as I think about it, it's let's just say I'm working on a project plan for this. The first part is for us to choose the routers and test them, right? Second part is to figure out a way for people to easily sign up for the router.
Yep.
I imagine some kind of sign up online. Shelled might want to do it manually. People just call up. You want one, you have to call. They'll intake the information, but I imagine online is going to be easiest. And then 3 is figuring out, okay, now what? Do we get, or probably even before this, are they getting it mailed to their house? Shipped? Do we ship direct to them? Does a Shelled truck drive around and deliver these? Like a big delivery day?
No.
Do we have a huge van of 50 and you just come to the town hall and pick one up on, a special Saturday?
Like
So
with your trash bags.
yeah, with your trash bags, a router and trash.
That would be slick, wouldn't it? Your trash bag and your router.
That's actually not a
Yeah.
terrible idea. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that could work.
Multitask the errands together.
Mm.
The other
Um,
idea is
We'll throw in a
we
router
find
every day.
mhm.
the other idea is we find a router vendor who would drop ship them to a big list of people, right?
Yeah,
Maybe they'll do it. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either.
Mm.
My guess is that it's probably we're gonna either have a shelled truck driving around and just dropping these at people's houses or a massive pickup, because I think that the shipping costs to do these individually are gonna kill
Yeah.
our budget.
Yeah, again,
That's just me thinking off. Yeah.
unless
It's
Craig's saying if we could, work a deal, put it
right.
out to bid, and here's what will you provide, shipping as part of this if you're getting the big order for 700 of these things. So
Yeah, I mean, if it's a company that already takes online orders anyway and charges, $20 shipping or something, maybe we can get them to drop down that shipping price if we're shipping 700 of them because they have,
and buying
vested
700
interest.
from them
Yeah.
in one.
Yeah, doesn't 2 day shipping on a little box is like less than $10 mostly? That's I just I'm not used to paying more than $10 for drop ship.
Well, yeah, but 10 times 6,000,
Six,
you know, or,
6,000?
sorry,
Six-
600
Oh.
all of a sudden, that's a lot more money than
Oh,
what,
it is 6,000. Yeah.
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 Well, I actually think the trash bag approach is not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
If our delivery happens to coincide with, June
With town
or
meetings.
May or whenever it is.
I can already guarantee it won't, because we have to do this before the grant funding runs out.
Ah,
That's cutting it way down to the wire.
Mm.
I think that, well, would it work? We could do it in June, and that would prove that everything got distributed by July 1st. So maybe
Yeah.
it could just work. Maybe. Yeah.
And you can buy them all and have them shipped later as well. I mean, if
Yeah.
Not with a grant. We actually need to submit to the state. Here's all the addresses where this new tech was given out.
uh,
well,
So,
with the trash bag approach, everybody could just sign
mhm.
initial. I received my thing, right? And the
Yeah.
government
Yeah.
would love that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of questions about distribution. Nothing that feels insurmountable. We'll figure out a way to do it. Yeah. So I just need to ask one more time though. Any other discussion about the managed routers, or we are just like, no, it doesn't make sense?
I think not.
Okay.
I think managed routers will be coming with just AI stuff, and people will end up having to pay for that service. But I don't think you'll need to have a yeah. So, one other thing is probably if given it will be by request, I'll bet 25% of town will never get around to applying for the upgrade. So. Or for just how it goes,
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just like, no, it's working. What I have is
yeah,
working
that
great. Like, there's
ain't
no
broke, don't fix
there's
it.
no reason.
Yeah.
You might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we might not get a whole lot of takers on on this, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
So Jim, you've been pretty quiet. Anything to add?
No, I'm trying. Can you send me a ChatGPT version of our discussion tonight? I'm having trouble keeping up with all the details here.
Ah,
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah.
In fact, I see little AI companion is just running furiously in the background.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Oh, no, you've been
Old
made
age,
redundant,
yeah.
Jim.
Well, old age being what it is, I just get the fingers and all the rest of it. I just not having a difficult time of it today.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So as a team, our next task is to choose some routers to test. Our criteria is something that is a name brand, a brand that's going to be around for a while, that has a good reputation. Definitely Wi-Fi 6, hopefully with another model that has a Wi-Fi 7 in there. Super easy to install, a good customer interface. And yeah, so, and just anything appropriate for, like an average 12 to 1500 square foot house, is what we're looking for. So, I
So
know
when
that,
I'm at Amazon, I'm seeing a Linksys Wi-Fi 6 router for $95.
okay. Well, yeah, we could just upgrade Linksys. So, my ask for all of
I
you
have no
is,
stock in Linksys.
okay, good. Thank you for publicly stating that.
Full disclosures, yeah.
No
So,
stock.
yep. So if everybody could just take like no more than half an hour, just poke around and email me what you think. If you're like, if I was making this choice for myself to outfit all of our network with a new router, this is the router I would choose. Um, and I'll collate those together and I will send them around, and then we're all going to do some more asynchronous research. And then at our next meeting, come and talk about it. And if it's really clear, like we've really narrowed it down anyway to like 5 or 6 models, I'm just going to go ahead and buy them so that we can run an evaluation, because we really do need to move on this so that we have time to use up our grant money before June. I would love to get these ordered no later than like January. All right,
Gail, when you say you're going to go ahead and buy them, buy sample,
correct.
buy a small number
Yeah.
of samples to
One,
test.
yeah,
One, yeah.
yeah,
okay.
one, and then we'll each take
One of
take
each.
a,
We can
yeah,
we
yeah,
can
we'll just
pass them around.
Okay.
yeah, take them and give them a test, see what the setup is like, and yeah. So sound like a plan?
Yeah. And Craig, what was the brand you said you installed for your father?
That was an Eero, EERO. I think it's a Google product. And actually, yeah, is that right? Actually, that was an add-on to the existing Eero. So yeah, but yeah. So the
You
Eero,
liked it.
the
You liked it. He likes it.
well, he doesn't know the difference, but
Okay. Good. Transparency.
I was just impressed with how easy it was to add on. I
Okay.
think it
Yeah.
was a mesh add-on. It wasn't actually a router, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assume they
Yeah,
have
well,
a similar. I assume they have similar help for their routers as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was
that'll be a good question. Good
yeah. But
question
I
to
think the
ask.
standalone router for Eero is more expensive than the one I just mentioned.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm not pushing that one either.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, and include the just the base price, the retail price in your recommendations, if you will, so that we can get a good ballpark idea of what we're looking at. And tell me when would be reasonable for you to do this little half hour or so of work. Like, can you get it to me by Friday, by Monday?
If I don't do it now, it won't get done.
Okay, Craig's doing it now. Craig's doing it right now.
No, actually, I'm leaving town on Monday, so I really do. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do it right now.
Okay, great.
Monday for me.
Okay, all right. Let's say by Monday. Send me your list. Like I said, I will collate it. Then we can all look. And sounds great. All right. Anything else?
Uh, gonna have a hut report.
Oh, yeah,
Graham,
thank you.
skipped over that.
Thank you for the reminder. We skipped that. Graham, anything interesting happening at our hut?
Nothing very dramatic. I did change from the summer regime for the HVAC to the winter. So it's now running in auto mode instead of cooling mode. So because in the winter, then cold nights might take the temperature down too low, and certainly it's still got to cool. So auto seems to be the best way to deal with that. And Gail, I actually will forward because because I did notice the power went up a little, and it seems like HVAC power. So it might be because it was running because the season was running, and I don't know. So anyhow, I'm now making a note each month or whenever I do change from one machine to the other, what the settings are, just so that if the because there's all these there's eco mode and there's various things on it. So anyhow, I will keep track of that, and I send it to myself as an email. I'll copy you so you'll know.
Great.
You'll know what it's doing as well. So yeah.
All right, thank you.
Graham, has Petrarch done their annual maintenance yet on the generator?
He said he would do it this week, and he didn't get back to me, Gail. He didn't get to you either, did he?
No,
No. So.
it's all right.
Well,
Well, it's on my reminder list, so it's not gonna drop off without getting done. We'll if we don't hear from him by this Friday, Graham or I'll ping him again.
We
Yeah.
talked about seeing if we could do the that test of the automatic transfer switch at
Yeah.
the same time.
It'll be a load test. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
a real load test, and that's a good idea because even though his response was, well, there was a power failure, but we didn't see it happen, and we didn't. I mean, yeah, it probably worked, but if it was only a half-hour power failure, then the batteries would have. I know it's better to see it and see that it's doing its,
If you have
proper
a
stuff.
if you have a date set up at some point, you want to give me a call. I'd be
Oh, sure.
interested in
Okay.
doing that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll give him another tickler, another reminder on
Okay.
Friday. Okay, Gail.
That
Friday
sounds
morning.
great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
So our next meeting now will be back to the standard date.
Yes, it will be on the 19th. So it's coming up quickly now because it's only 3 weeks away now.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And we'll be in touch. Send me your router recommendations, and I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Right.
good.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night. Thank you.